This is Jerome Hickman Jr. I am going to discuss my opinion about Donald Trump um, doing drug testing for people that get government programs like Section A, K-TAP, and food stamps, and any other type of government programs that poor people get. Okay? Well, my opinion is that I do agree that Donald Trump should force people to get drug tested if they get government programs. But the thing that I disagree with is that he shouldn't force them to get drug tested every other week. But he should force them to get drug tested at least once every month. And I do agree, and the thing that I disagree is that if you get caught having stuff in your system, he was saying that if you get caught, that with this bill that he's passed on drug testing is that if you get caught having stuff in your system, like drugs in your system, you automatically will lose your government programs, and you can't get them until after 10 years. So that means that you will have to wait 10 years before you can get government programs again, if they ever find drugs in your system if you fail the drug test. Well, my thing is, I think what they should do is that if they find any drugs in your system, they should make you go to a drug program, and if you and you should go for at least 2 or 3 months, and they still should drug test you every month. And if they find anything in your system after 1 month, I do agree that they should cut you off the program to where you would not be able to get government assistance until maybe after 3 years, like after 3 years or whatever, for when you got caught with the stuff in your system. And then if it happens again, then it should go 5 more years. And then if it happens again, it should go 10 more years. So I agree that 10 years is okay, but it's not okay for the first time. I do agree that they should give you a second chance if you get caught with stuff in your system. But the situation is that if they find weed in your system, I don't think they should try to cut you off of your food stamps and stuff, because for number one, marijuana is legal in some states. It's not legal in every state, but it is legal in some states. And I don't really agree that they should hold that against you if they found it in your system. But if it's any other drugs like cocaine, crack, methamphetamine, heroin, any other legal drug that's out there that you ain't supposed to be putting in your system and that you ain't supposed to be having, if it comes in them drugs, then yeah, you should lose your food stamps, you should lose your Social Security, you should lose your SSI, you should lose your K-TAP and your Section A. Because why should the government help take care of you when you're taking your money and you're buying drugs with it? So I do agree that I do agree with the plan that Donald Trump wants to enforce, that you should be drug tested once a month. And if you get caught with anything in your system, that they should automatically cut you off the program. But the thing that I disagree with is that you shouldn't have to wait 10 years if it was the first time that they found the stuff, in your system. And but what I was saying is that they should make you go to a drug treatment program, and for 3 months, and they should still drug test you every month. And if they find anything in your system after 1 month, or doing the drug treatment program, they should automatically cut you off your assistance or whatever government assistance that you get. And they should make it to where you should have to wait at least 3 years. And that's my opinion. But, and like you said, if it happens again, it could be 5 years. It could be okay to do 5 years, and then in the third time, it could be okay to do 10 years. But you still should get a second chance if they find it in your system. But I will say that I do agree with that Donald Trump. It wants to crack down on people getting food stamps, to where they're not getting drug tested. I do agree that with him trying to make people get drug tested when they get food stamps, because for number one, that's another way that we can cut taxes to save money for this country, because we got to start cutting taxes. I mean, our country is still in debt. And for number one, we got to really save money and only pay for things that we have to pay and what we need to pay. And what we don't need to pay, cut the funds off of it. But I will say that I do agree with him, cutting people off of, government assistance if they fail drug tests. I'm for that. I mean, and, and I will say that that's my opinion on Donald Trump's plan to drug test people if they get government assistance. That's my opinion about the situation. Bye-bye. See ya.